So today I'm going to be giving a short talk on mastering the basics of running a successful YouTube channel. I'm going to take you through sort of some of the things that I've done in the past, some of the tips that I've learned, and share them with you so you can either start your own YouTube channel, or if you have one already, how you can better optimize it. If you're running in a business as a marketer, how you can help grow your business. And sort of like impress your boss and all of those kind of things. So let's just jump into this. So who am I? I started YouTube back in 2006 when I was 12. So I've been doing it for quite a while now. I started off doing gaming YouTube videos because that's what I did as a teenager. And Minecraft was obviously quite big back in the day. And so I grew a YouTube channel doing that. And focused a lot of my time on learning what worked and what didn't, and grew that quite successfully to I think over like 34 million total views. I worked with brands like Disney, Universal, the BBC, Channel 4, and a bunch of other things over that time. And sort of I went to university and got quite busy doing a lot of media stuff, and so I didn't really focus on the YouTube channel, and I've kind of like stopped this one now because I don't really game that much. But I've moved on into creating this YouTube channel, which is quite new. This one's all about sort of like technology, self-development, marketing, and lifestyle. And this is something where I've just spent a lot of my time in sort of like the real world instead of in gaming. And doing all of this allowed me to get a lot of experience, where I went and worked for a company called Little Dot Studios, where I managed the Graham Norton show, Outnumbered, if you remember that TV show on BBC, a bunch of other like Channel 4 shows on their Facebook and YouTube channel. And so I've spent a lot of time both in sort of like the corporate side of it, as well as my personal self as a YouTuber. And in this talk, I just want to go over like three things mainly: sort of what matters to the YouTube algorithm, because people get a little bit confused on that; sort of some best practices that you can implement on your videos that you may have already uploaded, or some tips that you can remember when you're starting a YouTube channel or growing, say your company's business YouTube channel, and then how to get traffic to your videos, because I know a lot of people, they put effort into videos, they upload it, and it doesn't really go anywhere. So let's start. So what truly matters to the YouTube algorithm? A lot of people think that it's views. The more views I get, the more successful I am. That's not necessarily true. You may think that it's to do with subscribers, because so many people say, be sure to subscribe to my video, hit the notification bell. You know, we hear these phrases all the time. And you think, well, subscribers must be the most important thing. Comments as well, sort of showing engagement. None of that truly matters. All of those things are good metrics to measure and to have on your YouTube channel. YouTube does take them into effect. But the most important thing is watch time. This is just because a view could be just a single second of someone clicking that video then clicking away, yet it counts as a view. So you could have a video that has 100,000 views, but that could be people watching 5 seconds of that 10-minute video. And so to the YouTube algorithm, they see that as not a valuable video. They don't want to promote it because people are clicking onto this video and then clicking away straight away. So if you go back, say like 10 years when YouTube was first starting, if any of you used YouTube back then, you probably would have seen loads of like clickbait thumbnails, things that didn't happen, crazy thumbnails to get you to click the video so that you would end up getting more views, because that would end up getting the video promoted more and you'd have this cycle. So YouTube changed that now to basically force you to spend more time on creating quality videos that makes people watch for a longer period of time. And so if you look here, for example, you can go and check your own analytics if you want, and you can see right here the default is watch time. This is the sort of the default stat that YouTube focuses on, and this is simply because it is their most important. You can go ahead and look here and see what are the people most watching on my YouTube channel. So you can see here, this here is 20,000 views, and this one is 37,000 views. It's got 17,000 more, yet it ranks higher because it's had more watch time. So more people have watched on the average view duration than this. And so that is why YouTube will promote that video more. It will look better on your YouTube channel. It will allow you to be able to put in high quality adverts from YouTube sponsors, and you can make more money that way. And so what you really want to focus on is the content that is giving you the highest watch time. Whatever that may be, focus more on that. Double down on that content because it's clearly working. The same thing here. So some tips to keep people watching. Add in B-roll every 8 to 12 seconds to keep the video fresh and exciting. You know, a lot of people that used to do vlogging, it used to just be a 5-minute video of them just sat in front of a camera. Nowadays, that's quite boring. People have shorter attention spans. You're seeing with stuff like Instagram, things are quicker cuts, faster music, editing, different shots, even down to stuff like Vine, when Vine was about, and now TikTok. Everything's about being quick and fast because it's sort of where our attention spans have got to. And so when you're creating videos, you really want to make sure that you have B-roll. If you don't know what B-roll is, it's essentially footage that's relevant to what you're talking about. So for example, if you were a makeup YouTuber and you were talking to the camera about, I don't know, eyeliner or something, I know nothing about makeup, you may then cut to footage of that thing, like that. I don't know, what would you call it? The product, yeah, just the product itself. You'd be able to cut to that and show that in depth. You could show yourself using it. All of those kind of things help make the video seem more interesting, keep people watching compared to just seeing your face. You can also link to your own related videos via cards, end screen, and description. So whilst it's useful that you are keeping people watching a single video for longer, YouTube actually likes it if you link off to other videos on YouTube and keep them on the platform, because the longer you can keep someone on the platform, the more money YouTube makes, and that's why they enjoy keeping people on the platform, which is why they tend to promote YouTube channels that are keeping people on YouTube. So your goal really is audience retention. You can obviously use cards and end screens and links in the description and clearly point that out to your audience members. You'll probably see that a lot of people say click the iCard in the top right hand corner. That's them essentially trying to keep you on either in their YouTube space or on the platform itself, because it helps promote their YouTube channel. Another thing that I see a lot of people doing, and even large YouTubers, they make the mistake. When you link your videos to, say, Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever it is, and you're saying, go check out the new video, or you're posting it onto like a forum or somewhere where you're trying to get new traffic, don't just post the link, because they'll click the link, go through to your YouTube video, and they will say they watched the entire video 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes long. It automatically goes on to the next video. It automatically replays a video. But not always is that video yours. So it may direct them off to another video that they think that they'll enjoy. So what you're doing is you're essentially saying, here's a link, go watch my video, and then they're going to go to someone else's YouTube channel, maybe your competitors. You don't want that. So if you link it within a playlist, your own playlist, with your other videos that are relevant to that video that you've just released, you're keeping people within like your own ecosystem, your own YouTube channel. And so this is a great way of being able to, once again, keep this viewer within your own YouTube channel, becoming more familiar with your own content and showing YouTube that your YouTube channel is worthy of being promoted and keeping people on the platform. So some best practices. A lot of people don't really know how to optimize titles correctly. So obviously you have YouTube, which is owned by Google. And sure.
Are those cards at the end of the videos easy to make? Or?
Yeah, so if you go into the video when you first uploaded it, there is an advanced tab. If you go in there, you'll have two settings. One is for cards and one is for the little I button. Both of those are in there, and they're sort of already made for YouTube. You don't have to go in and make anything yourself. It's just clicking what video you want to appear. So it's useful with cards to put in videos that are relevant. So if you've made a video on, say, a gaming PC, you may want to talk about a great monitor. And so you'd link that other video, or you'd link a video that you mentioned in the video that they may be interested in. And that's just, yeah, in the advanced settings, YouTube makes it pretty easy to do. And they also allow you to add in a card that's called best for viewer. So YouTube can kind of look at their YouTube account and see this kind of person likes this kind of content, and you, because you've used your descriptions and your tags, which we're going to talk about in a minute, you'll see that they'll understand that that video would be useful to this viewer, and so they'll automatically suggest that one for you. So cards can be pretty useful when it comes to keeping people within your YouTube channel. So if we talk about titles, there are a couple of things that people do wrong. YouTube is obviously owned by Google, and Google is the biggest search engine, so they obviously use a lot of that technology in YouTube. So with SEO, search engine optimization, it's a big thing in Google, but people don't necessarily try and think about that so much within YouTube. They'll tend to just type in very basic titles that they think are interesting, like, wow, this amazing thing, and none of that really matters. What you really want to focus on is sort of like multiple keywords, so things that people are actually searching for. You want to include like product or model numbers, and then use emotive and interesting words. So people say like top 5 best, worst, don't buy this until, things that inspire curiosity and make you want to click the video, but they still offer those keywords that people will be searching for on Google or YouTube, because that's how, if you have a small YouTube channel, you're going to grow. It's how people are going to find you. Because if you're someone who's already got 500,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, what have you, they don't need to focus on that so much, because they're already going to have loads of people coming to that YouTube video, and it's already going to push it up higher in search. So as a smaller YouTube channel, you need to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to get your videos out there. So for example, my desk tour 2020, this is like a common one that people have been doing. You could switch that up and say something like perfect. It's like an emotive language. It sounds interesting. It's perfect. Perfect, productive. This is a keyword that people always search for. Same with productivity. So I've got both sort of words there in to make sure that if anyone's searching for that, a productive workspace or about productivity, because it's quite big at the moment, people will look into that. The same thing with Desk Setup 2020. At the beginning of every year in sort of the technology world on YouTube, these videos just do fantastic because people are searching it. They've got stuff at Christmas. They want to know how can they make their workspace at home look cooler. Same thing here, the best curved monitor. It's interesting, you've got the word curved and monitor and best in there, but it's not that interesting. So I've added like gaming and editing monitor, because people who use monitors all day, that invest in a lot of money into monitors, are people who do gaming or people who do editing. So you've managed to already get 2 different niches interested in that video. And then you link to the actual name of the product. This is really important when people are searching. This is something that helped this video grow quite a lot and helped me to sell more of these through Amazon's associates, which is a completely different thing. And then like positive and negative, pros and cons, these kind of words are also quite useful when it comes to helping your videos stand out on YouTube when people are searching. This might be a little bit hard to see, but this here is the descriptions. A lot of people don't spend a lot of time in the descriptions. The descriptions are the best place that you can put in more keywords to help your videos rank. Obviously in the titles you only get, I think, something like 35 to 50 characters. On here you get, I think, like 750, so you can put in so much more detail. So I'll go through these. Give a short description of what the video is about. This is important because you only want it to be like a very small paragraph, a couple of sentences, because you don't want to bore people, and because when you put this in here in search, the video will, the description here will appear. And so when you've got a bunch of these down in the YouTube search, you're going to want to make sure that you're capturing their attention with your description. Onto that, you can see that you can include relevant links to videos, to products, to services that you've mentioned in the video. So as I said before, if you've talked about a video that's quite similar, make sure you link it, because you want people to continue to stay on your YouTube channel, or at least on YouTube, and giving yourself more watch time for your YouTube channel, and YouTube will reward you for that. Include further details that have high quality keywords that users may be searching for. So for example, with this one, I bought this curved monitor from Amazon, and I went to the Amazon page and I copied the specs. from the page, because obviously I realized that all of those keywords are already on the Amazon page. People are probably already searching for those things because Amazon's in a way done the work for me. They've already written out everything, all of the specs, all of like color space, like these things that I never would have thought to write about, but the fact that it's on sRGB, talks about color accuracy, all of these things that people may be searching for when it comes to a monitor, it's already in there. And if anyone is searching for those things, they're going to, this video is going to appear in that search, and so that's going to help me get more views. You can also link off to other social media sites to grow a following externally to YouTube. This is kind of a double-edged sword in that you want to take people off of YouTube onto Instagram and Twitter, because you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket with YouTube, because if something happens to your YouTube channel, it gets deleted, you don't use it anymore. Just anything really, you kind of like lost your audience, they're stuck on YouTube, there's nothing you can do about it. If YouTube decides to not necessarily promote your videos to your subscribers, they're not going to know about it. But if you put something out on Instagram or Twitter, they may see it and then go through to watch the YouTube video. So it's important to make sure that you get your audience off of those platforms onto external ones. And the best one that you can do really is an email list. You'll see a lot of people talking about email lists now. This is mostly because when you have someone's email address, you own it. No one can take that away from you. It's not like, again, Instagram could block you, Twitter could go down, people stop using the platform. If you've got someone's email address, you've got their email address. There's nothing that you can necessarily do with that. You can contact them directly. You don't have to worry about algorithms or anything like that blocking you from getting straight to their inbox. But I also say this is a double-edged sword, mostly because of the fact that this goes against what YouTube wants, which is they want people to stay on the platform. So I usually recommend is when you're first starting a YouTube channel and you're trying to basically have a foundation and grow subscribers and get like a loyal community, try not to put too many links that go away from YouTube, because YouTube will essentially see you as funding their competitors in a way. They want everyone to remain on that platform, and once again, it all comes back to watch time. Write about this video section to put in extra keywords that match your titles and tags. So this here is just another way of essentially doing this, but you can go in much more depth here. When I'm writing the description, I can usually not be bothered to write it anymore. So I just do a very short paragraph there. And then also you should give more context to who you are or the company that you're currently working for, if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel for a business. Just something that gives more context to who you are as a YouTuber, as a person, and what they can find on your YouTube channel. So the thumbnails are obviously very important. I would say that they are arguably on the level of titles. So titles and watch time are incredibly important, because those are the things that help grow your YouTube channel, but no one is going to click your video unless the thumbnails really stand out. So I've got a bunch of different thumbnails here that I personally think always stand out. So the things that you really want to look for are things that are like a lot of color, faces. Faces are very, very good. There we go, back one more. Faces are really, really important. Our eyes, just as humans, naturally tend to go to human faces and to eyes. You really want large text, graphical elements. If you're into sort of like photography, you can go ahead and look at photography composition. You'll learn a lot about like the rule of thirds, how you can lay out products, how you can use things like this, for example, like he's on the left, he's got the text. You can learn about different kinds of styling. And this, in my opinion, is the thing that really helps you stand out compared to competitors who may put very low effort into their YouTube video thumbnails, or just allow the default thumbnail to be selected, which is never interesting enough. You can see again here, different colors on the background, so you can use stuff like this red, for example, to help make the text stand out. Faces are great. You can add in graphics. One thing I'd say when you're making thumbnails to look out for when it comes to adding in text is to make sure the text is large. You can see here, London, UK, very small. This is on a big TV. If you imagine this is on someone's iPhone and it's small, you're not going to see the text. The same thing here, you have to make sure that with all of these, this little graphic here that tells you how long a video is, you kind of don't want things to block out the text. So you have to make sure that the placement of your text is in a correct area. So again, clear and interesting looking photos, try and include a face if possible. Use your greatest action shot in the thumbnail. You see people who do crazy stuff like jumping into a swimming pool of like 100,000 Orbeez. Like these videos end up getting like 20 million views, and it'll be someone diving headfirst into like a swimming pool full of Orbeez and all of these kind of crazy things. That stuff is the kind of thing, the action shot moment, the things that people want to be like, what the hell is that? I want to click it and see the actual, the footage of someone doing those things. Again, include graphics and interesting elements, and to make sure that you use large text. Another important thing that I see a lot of people not doing, if we go back here, try and use the text in your thumbnail as a second title. So you're obviously going to have things like this, which is your main title, but you can then go ahead and use the text within the video as a second title. So for example, Rode VideoMic Pro Plus review, should you buy the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus? So there you're essentially getting two titles, so you're having more of a chance of grabbing that person's attention and making them click through to watch the video. Someone who I think is really good at this is Unbox Therapy. His YouTube channel blew up, and I think that is largely because of not just the content, because he just unboxes products, which so many people were doing. His was all about the thumbnail. His thumbnails were kind of crazy. They were unique at the time. A lot of people copy him now, and you can see by his views, he just blew up and continues to just make a lot of money for his YouTube channel. Another thing that you can do is to pin a comment with a question of the day to increase engagement within your community. So you don't necessarily just want to focus on getting views, getting subscribers, and building this community without getting them involved somehow. If you can actually put a question of the day, you'll end up getting people responding, speaking out. You can interact with them. People love it when you reply to them, or if you give them a love heart, which is a new feature on YouTube. You can click it and you essentially like love heart their comments, and what will happen is they'll get an email, a notification on their YouTube channel. A great way, I haven't included it in this presentation, but I try not to reply or give those love heart reactions to their comments right away. Sometimes I'll wait a week or a month and then do it, because they may have forgotten all about your YouTube channel, and then you're essentially bringing them back. So if they were to write a comment on a Monday and you give it on the Wednesday, they probably remember your YouTube video and it's not that interesting. Whereas if you do it in a month's time, you can bring them back into like your YouTube channel ecosystem and potentially get them to watch another video. You can also help to grow your community by taking comments from these questions from your videos and putting them in your next video and say, we've got a great suggestion for this week's video from this person here. They've said that they wanted to see this video, this is what this one's about. If you want to see any other videos, be sure to leave a comment below. So those kind of things, just helping people to want to write in the comments to give yourself more ideas, to help you promote that community. And it essentially is a great way of being able to create a bond between you and your viewer. Another important thing is to always focus on audio over video. It's much more important if you have great sounding audio compared to video. You could shoot a lot of your YouTube videos on an iPhone or a really old like DSLR camera, and people won't care as long as the audio is good. I'm sure that you've all had moments where you've heard awful sounding quality audio and you've instantly clicked off of a song or a video or anything like that because it like physically hurts your ears. Whereas seeing something that's a bit blurry, it's not in HD, it's not that big of a deal. So it's always important to focus on audio over video. If you're going to be serious with YouTube and invest in anything, I would say make sure that you invest in audio first. Just get even a cheap like 30 to 50 pound microphone is so much better than just using like an onboard camera. So an important one is how to get traffic to your videos. A lot of people just kind of assume that you post things on YouTube and hope it grows. It's not necessarily how it works. Two things that can really help with getting traffic to YouTube videos and as well as just growing it naturally are TubeBuddy and vidIQ. These are two extensions for your web browser. I use them in Google Chrome, and they offer a lot of tools for you to grow your YouTube channel essentially, and I'll get to them into a moment. But let's just quickly move on to the search bar. So when it comes to coming up with video ideas, you may type in something like iPhone 11, which is what most people do. But what you'll see here is that YouTube is actually showing you in search all of the things that people are actually searching for. So this is a great way of being able to get video ideas. You can see that iPhone 11, the Pro Max, tips and tricks is one, an unboxing is another, a review is another, versus the 11 Pro. These are things that people are searching for, but as you start to select additional ones, you'll see that they tend to get a little bit, offer some more keywords that you could target. So for example, hello. You can see iPhone 11 Pro Max, you all of a sudden get tips and tricks, camera, unboxing, and so on and so forth. You can see that you're getting down to things like in Hindi. So that was never going to be there straight away. But now if you can speak Hindi, this is obviously at the top. This is a search that people are looking for, but there might not be that much competition there. And it obviously goes down as Deutsch, so German. Now, obviously, it's a little bit hard to do it that way, whereas if you use something like TubeBuddy, for example, you can put in those keywords and it will show you how likely it is that your YouTube channel will actually rank in that search. So it will go ahead and it will look at the competition, see how many people are searching for it. They can see it's very good. So there's quite a few people searching for this, and it is a fair competition. But you can optimize it. So with the optimization tips that I gave you already, it can tell that you're going to have a good chance of being able to actually rank quite high in search for those videos. And it can also give you many other suggestions that you could target, and these can also be used as tags as well. This tool is very interesting. There's a lot that can be done with it. And it will go ahead and show you what are those top videos currently in that search. It will also highlight those specific words. So this is a great way of being able to see what's actually working in the actual videos themselves, in the titles. You can see there's stuff like this again, which is what I mentioned before, stuff that actually doesn't have anything to do with search and SEO, but is going to pique people's interests. And what I would recommend that you do is you click into like one of the, say, these top three, because they're clearly ranking quite well and they've got a lot of views. You can go in and you have this TubeBuddy thing on the side, and it will allow you to see all of their tags. So this is usually hidden by YouTube. You won't be able to find these tags anywhere, but with the TubeBuddy extension, you can go in and actually see what have they actually put in when uploading their YouTube video that has allowed them to get these views. So this is a great way of being able to see what you should be putting in. If you're making a similar video, you can go ahead and just copy them out. It's what I do. I try to add in a few of my own, a lot of phrases like how to, and reviewing the things I suggested earlier on, a little bit more interesting and fit into the search. And so for example, those tags are from this video right here, Slack. There's quite a lot here. You see there's 703 views. This has got 185 views, but it's ranking #1. And that's because of these elements here, again, standing out, and it's actually got a higher watch time than this video right here. So if we go through some external sources that you can post your YouTube video, a lot of people, like I say, just put it onto YouTube, hope it grows. Maybe they'll tweet something once, maybe put something on Instagram and hope it happens. There are 3 places that I found are the best for getting traffic. The first is Reddit. Reddit is really good for that.